Alrighty, this is Decent We the People News one more time at it, okay? Not attorney, not giving legal advice, okay? Anything I say to do is just my opinion. It's educational, okay? Um, so if I say anything, again, it's my opinion, I'm hearsay, okay? Do your own research. You gotta always use your Second Amendment and arm yourself with knowledge to be able to protect yourself, okay? And never look straight forward, people. Always look around you to be able to protect yourself by any means necessary. Now, I promised I was going to do it a little quicker, but I want to do a quick little thing as well. Uh, in my proximity area, there was a clerk I've been visiting fairly often, not all the time, but fairly often. I'll go in there and tell her, some law stuff to do her research, and she went to get her bar license, but some of the things that was on paper that she had to study for backed up what I said, and and she also realized by what I was telling her to look up and all this, she kind of seen a little bit of discrepancy there. All right, and I don't want to get in any type of shape, form, or fashion of being in trouble with outside forces because I think she's honorable, okay, and and really eager to learn. Now, that being said, recently, uh, alleged magistrate, let's say, retired, and she, by default, of the time, she became a magistrate, right? Because it was in that area of gray zones and voting and all that. And there's going to be voting October around here, I believe. All right. And so far, there is no challenging that she or I am aware of. So by default, she's going to win. And again, I think, all right, she's going to be really one of them good magistrates because, should I say, not been mistrained, because I told her when she looked up these things up, there's a fork in the road. You got these people teaching you these things. Then there's this thing over here, right? And then you got to look on both sides of the picture, and got to use your brain. So always, sit there and think about the process and make sure that anything that comes stand before you has some form of correct standing, right? Jurisdiction, right? There got to be jurisdiction and all that kind of stuff, right? And I gave her several of the oaths that she must take that they won't tell her on purpose, on design, right? And allegedly, I seen her today, and she did verify with me that she started the process of one of my favorites that's never used is 4 USC 101, right? That every government officials must take this oath of office with their full legal birth name, okay? If I remember correctly, it's Title 6. No, it's Article 6. Title 4, USC, let's see. Article 6, all right? Title 4, or USC, Title 4, Section 101, okay? And then it goes in a little deeper. Section 23 basically goes in there and tells you got to write your full legal birth name and all that, which they are not doing. I dare you, I triple dog dare you, go get a copy of any of your judges out there, or cops, or attorneys like Kim Paston and all them, right? They won't have this. And I let her know, the reason why they went after Donald Trump's attorney many years ago, right? Well, they went after him for not following a Foreign Registration Act of 1933. So they went after him on that. And everybody at that time that went after him had to fill one out so they didn't get in trouble. All right. Sorry about that. Let's go.
29. I'm sorry for getting a little off track here, Your Honor, but in order for me to finish the trial setting order, I will need an email to send to Mr. Benshoot. It's part of the Adobe kind of required boxes.
Okay. Mr. Benshoot, do you have an email address to which the city can send the trial setting order?
I do, but I have no access to a computer, so.
Okay. So I think what we're going to have to do is, so it'll be sent to you. Well, let's see. Ms. Carsonson, let's see. I don't know if the city has a suggestion. Or, Ms. Carsonson, I have an idea. Maybe are you able to generate a trial setting order that we would be able to just, like a blank one that we could print here in the courtroom?
What I think I could do is perhaps put, I can put the lower bench and Your Honor's email.
Okay, that might work.
Okay, and then Your Honor, your email just follows the standard pattern for the rest of court personnel. Is that correct?
So no, it's a little bit different. It's andrea.chinsmc@seattle.gov.
Okay. And I am finishing that up. I just need to put in the case numbers, and that's just going to take a few minutes just to make sure I have all of them in that trial setting order.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Would you like us to print those ones that come to us? Or if they do come to us, then you can sign them in person, or how would you like?
So they're all going to be on one trial setting order.
Okay.
And so, since we have Mr. Benshoot here, we can just go ahead and have him, we'll just do a paper. Yeah.
So, Your Honor, I'd like to make an oral motion. Given the fact that I've been held pre-trial for more than a month, in large part incommunicado, I've been denied a probable cause hearing in most of the cases. 669-329, I was never afforded a probable cause hearing. Judge Gregory skipped right past probable cause. We claimed the court had jurisdiction. In the subsequent case, when FHS issued a $1,000 arrest warrant, 671-384, there was no probable cause hearing. It was an ex parte hearing between Prosecutor Katrina Outland and FHS, in which I know for a fact, as a first-hand witness to the facts of this case, that Katrina Outland knowingly and willfully made false statements and misleading statements, which is a violation of RCW 90.76.175. I would like a probable cause hearing so that the court may issue an order allowing me to leave without to be out of jail while I defend myself.
Okay. Because
trying to defend myself with all of these cases, even if King County jail staff were affording me all of the materials, they still only grant me a maximum of 2 hours, 2 times a week at a computer. And I think that would be a great miscarriage of justice and due process. We have the city with all of its resources.
Which on my last video I talked a little bit about, and he brought up a very good point, right? 2 hours, 2 times a week for all these cases, and it's supposed to be September, and here we are in August, right? And this was early August. So while I'm making this today, right, he's only got a couple more weeks, give or take. Just saying. And he's supposed to get this all done. Where's the due process?
Staff, and me stuck in a jail with a 2-inch pencil that doesn't have an eraser, and only 4 hours maximum best case scenario per week.
So
I'm not a flight risk. I'm a risk to nobody.
Okay, well, Mr. Benshoot, I Okay, so there was a probable cause. Probable cause was made at the time, either the warrants were issued or when you were arraigned, and so I'm not going to revisit that. And the court had concerns about commission of violent crime if you were released. That's why they set the bail. And so I'm not inclined to release you at this time. I understand it's going to be harder to prepare in custody than if you were out, but
I'm an absolute pacifist, Your Honor. I've never spanked a child.
okay, just hold on. So the court's already identified concerns and listed them for why the bail was set as it was. So the motion for a release is denied at this time. The probable cause was established as far as the court can tell and looking at all the court records. So the motion's denied. We are going to go ahead and set the cases for trial as soon as we have a trial setting order.
And Your Honor, I could send that. I think it made its way to the lower bench.
Okay, thank you.
I would just like to note my objection for the record, which is that Katrina Outland has repeatedly made false statements to the court regarding Jessica Ray Owen. Katrina Outland knows full well that Jessica Owen's attorney Nathan Kleiber suborned Miss Owen's perjury to fraudulently initiate in County Family Court Case number 21-5-00680-6, collateral and extrinsic fraud, that every order out of that court case was void ab initio, that I was denied due process, the right to trial by jury, the right to appear in front of witnesses, and that Miss Outland is knowingly and willfully conspiring with prostitute perjurers to try to maliciously prosecute me and unlawfully imprison me.
Okay, so Mr. Benchiff, again, that's noted. You will have opportunity to argue this at a future date. We set a motions hearing. Okay, so I have the trial setting order in front of me. This is for all 10 cases. The court's noting expiration at September 23rd, 2024, to which the city is in agreement and to which Mr. Benchiff is objecting, and so that is also noted. Okay, now as far as discovery, okay, I know that discovery is incomplete because the court just allowed Mr. Benchiff to represent himself today, and so the city is going to need to provide all of that. Let me just make a note.
And I would further object to being incarcerated because by trying to interview witnesses, which one of them would be city star witness to the perjury prosecuted by the name of Jessica Ray Owen, and I can't see how the city is going to set it up so that I can interview Miss Owen and record it and get transcriptions.
Sir, I can't answer that at the moment. We're going to have to work through this though, because we'll just have to figure this out moving forward. But your objection is noted. Okay, so I've noted discoveries incomplete because the court allowed Mr. Benchiff to represent himself today, August 5th, 2024. Okay, now, Mr. Benchiff, this is your opportunity to set a motions hearing if there are motions that you'd like to make. You've noted several orally, so do you want a separate motions hearing, separate from a trial date?
I would like a motions hearing.
Okay.
At the earliest possible time.
Okay. Let me do this, and it's easier to set a trial date and then to then set a motions date once we know what the trial date is. Okay, so Ms. Carstensen, in terms of, there are a lot of cases here, so in terms of the city's preparation for them, I guess, do you want to suggest a trial date?
Yes, Your Honor. If expiration is on September 23rd, the city would suggest a trial date of September 15th.
Okay. Mr. Benchuk, do you have a preference for a trial date?
No.
You do not? Okay. All right. So I think then what we'll do, since
I mean, other than
And I apologize, Your Honor, that would be September 17th, a Tuesday. I'm not sure why I said September 13th.
sure. Yes, okay.
We need to ask her to oversee that.
Oh,
Your Honor, I would still note for the record that alleged defendant would request a trial date in August, because my position is that the city should not be tolling.
We're going to stop right there. So that's also as very important, right? He said, alleged defendant. Good guy. Okay, because you don't want to just be a defendant. You want to be alleged defendant. Because if you just plain out call yourself defendant, then you're making a claim, and that's what they like. Or you're in silence, acquiescence, and tacit agreed that you are a defendant. So for some of y'all that may or may not go pro se or whatever, be careful with these words and what they are trying to formulate a claim that you are making. So be careful. So good job on him catching the alleged defendant. Well, we're going to also pause right there. These are We the People News. Till next time, y'all. Bye.